What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hello and welcome to my Sunday bonus video. So today we're going to be going through my entire eyeshadow palette collection and pulling the 4 palettes that y'all will have to choose from for my upcoming Throwback Thursday video. So if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, Throwback Thursday is a series here on my channel that I started as a way to get used to the older eyeshadow palettes in my collection. So the way it works is every Sunday I post a bonus video just like this one, and then I put a poll over my community section with the names and pictures of each of the palettes. I give y'all a few days to vote, and on Thursday we play with the winner. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into this. This is where I store all of my eyeshadow palettes, and you'll notice sitting on top and back there are all of my unearthly palettes because I am working on an unearthly eyeshadow palette ranking video for y'all. It's been a long time coming. I've had several of you ask for it, so that's why these are sitting up here. They normally go in one of these drawers, but I think we're gonna pass on unearthly for this week because I'm gonna create a look with one of these palettes for that video as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. So this is where unearthly goes, and then over here we have all of my Nomad palettes, and I don't know if there's anything in here that I want to play with. I did have a request for more cool tones, so let's see what we can come up with. This one has some cool tones in it. It also has some warm tones in it as well. I love this palette. It's like the perfect winter color story. Do I want to pull this one? I think for now we're going to pull that one. We can always put it back and rule it out, which is usually what happens. I usually pull out way too many palettes and have to dwindle it down. But let's go into our next drawer. And as always, I apologize for the lighting. This is not a full collection video. I will have one at the end of the year. So if you don't get a good look at something, it will be coming. But in this drawer, my very packed drawer, we have Ensley Rain, and then under here we have Bella Beauty Bar, we've got Cosmic Beauty back there, and we've got Adept right here. But already off the top of my head, I can think of a palette to pull, and that is the Cold Moon palette from Ensley Rain. It doesn't get any more cool tone than that one right there. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one. But I think that's all that I have in here, really, that's true cool tones that I want to pull for now. I don't even know how I had all of this in here, if I'm being completely honest. It's kind of all shoved in here. I need to do a declutter, and I'm planning on doing one at the end of the year. So for now, we're just kind of rolling with it. But I don't think there's anything else in here that kind of complies with what I'm going for or that I really want to play with. We do have this one from Adept that has cool tones in it, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm not a fan of the mattes in this palette. Adept mattes are always very hit or miss for me, and unfortunately, this is just not the good matte formula. But I will say, the shimmers in this palette are absolutely stunning. They are so beautiful. We've got holochromes, multichromes, a little bit of everything, but we're gonna skip on that one. We're gonna skip on all of Adept. I think we're gonna skip Cosmic Beauty as well, and we're gonna move on to the next drawer, which is going to be this one right here. So we've got Odin's Eye, and we've got some Blend Bunny over here, and I do want to show y'all something really quick because I had somebody bring it up. I will post a picture as well, but I had somebody bring this up, well, a couple of you bring this up in my Anthemy video that I did, comparing one of the palettes to the Christmas Eve palette from Odin's Eye, and there's definitely some similar tones in here. Like I said, I will post a side-by-side picture, but I think we're gonna pull this palette as well. Like, yes, it's Christmas, it's only November, but it's cool toned, it's beautiful, and it deserves some love. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one. But I think we're going to skip the rest of this drawer. So, yeah, let's move on down here. So, readjust myself. Now, this drawer down here. So we've got Wicked Widow, we've got Glam Light, don't know what you're doing over there, but we've got, like I said, Glam Light, we've got Gourmande Girls over here, Wicked Widow, we've got Simply Posh, and I have this one from Simply Posh. This was the first palette I ever got from the brand. This is the Berry Icy palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've got a little mix of cool tones and warm tones. It's very blue, very purple, but it's still a very pretty palette at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that one as well. But I think, I'm tempted to pull this one, but every time I do cool tones, I tend to do gray and red, and the red kind of takes over the look. So maybe I should pull this one and then avoid the reds if this one wins. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Sorry if y'all can hear my kids yelling in the background. They're playing their games and they get a little into it, but I get it. They're competitive. They get it from me. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next drawer. So in here, we have got Ladybug Glow. We've got Sugar Drizzle, Fantasy Cosmetica, Lethal, and then under here, way under here, we've got Glaminatrix. I have a new Glaminatrix palette over here. This is the Nocturnal Mini palette. So they re-released this palette in a mini. I never got the original one and I wanted it so bad. So I bought the mini and she actually just showed up today. But we're going to save this for another week because we're sticking with cool tones. And I don't think there's any more cool tones back here. So actually, I do have one more that I had in mind. Where is it? The Rogue palette? No, Fighter palette, sorry. Fighter. Oh, so beautiful. We're going to pull that one, y'all. We're going to have some dwindling to do. Okay, let's move on to down here. So let me go ahead and readjust and sit on the floor and we'll carry on. All right, y'all. So this drawer right here consists of mostly ColourPop over here. And then we've got Melt, Cryptine, Sigma, CXC, Beauty Bay, and Lunar Beauty back here. Now, there's not a whole lot of cool tones in my collection in general, but there is one palette in this drawer that kind of sticks out in my mind when I think of cool tones, and it's one that I don't think I've ever actually played with. This is the Mandalorian palette from ColourPop in collaboration with Star Wars. It is beautiful, and I am coming around to cool tones, so let's go ahead and pull that one as well. And then I think that's it for this drawer as well. Yep, let's move on to the next one. Sorry I'm not being super thorough with this one, but it is very late at night. It's been a long day. I'm exhausted. And honestly, I just kind of want to get through this and pull my palettes, but I love doing these, don't get me wrong. Okay, so this drawer down here is just a big conglomeration of different palettes. And I don't think... That's very warm tone. Oh, so beautiful. It's kind of got a little bit of nocturnal vibes going on. We love that. But I don't think there's a whole lot of cool tones in here. I know this one's not cool toned. Nope. This one is very warm tone. So beautiful. This one is definitely very cool tone, and I love, love, love this palette. This is one of my favorite ones from Juvia's Place. In fact, this is the only one that survived my Juvia's Place declutter that I did, I guess, about a year ago at this point. I decided I didn't need the other ones, decluttered them, kept this one, and then ended up repurchasing the ones y'all just saw because I missed them so much and really regretted it. And I couldn't really go back to my friend and be like, hey, you know that palette that I gave you? I want it back. So I just repurchased them, but they were deeply discounted. I hit up Juvia's Place on a sale, but I think we're gonna skip the rest of this drawer, although there is one back here that is very cool toned, and it's this one right here. This one's from Be Perfect. It's the only one that I have, and it's a very neutral palette, and it's beautiful. It's got a lot of warmth in it too, though. This is one that I'm kind of debating on decluttering. I can't decide. We'll see what happens when the time comes, but I think I'm just going to put that one back, and we're going to kind of finish out this drawer and I think move on to the next one, because over here it's all going to be pastels and warm tones. So all right, let's go into our last drawer over here, and this one is going to be all of my high-end and luxury, and you will see some new additions in this drawer. So let me reorganize myself once again and we'll go through this drawer. Alright, so here we are in this drawer, and like I said, there's some new additions to this drawer, and the first one is the Lila palette from Natasha Denona. This was one that I had wanted for a really long time, and let me just say, I did not purchase this full price. I did not purchase this from Natasha Denona. I got this secondhand off of Mercari, and it was virtually unused when I did. It looks it, but I have gone in and swatched it. So I think I paid like maybe 40 bucks for this palette. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy to have it. The formula may not be nearly as good as what she has now, but just having this palette in my collection makes me happy. But it's very warm tone, so we're not going to pull that one today. I have two other Natasha Denona palettes in here as well that I got off of a friend. She didn't want them anymore, and I was like, I will take them. So we have the Sunrise palette. I just want to show you all my new additions. We're not going to pull these. But I have the Sunrise palette, which is this one right here. And then I finally got my hands on the Love palette. I had planned on picking this one up during like the Black Friday sale that Natasha Denona is going to do, but since she had it and it was untouched, I said I would take it, and now I have them and I am so happy. But there is a Natasha Denona palette in here that is very cool tone that I never play with. It was the first one I ever got, and it is the Glam palette. So that is what this palette looks like right here. Very neutral, but very cool toned. You do have a little bit more like true neutrals in here as well, but I think we're going to pull this one as an option as well. I've got way too many options over here, but I'm thinking maybe that's going to be it for this drawer. I don't think this is cool tone. This is the original Makeup by Mario Ethereal palette. No, that's very warm tone. The only other cool tone one that I have by him is the All Matte palette, so I think we're going to skip it on that. These are all very warm. And then back there is a little bit of everything, like, but I don't think there's anything back here that's going to be like true cool tones or anything like that. And I really don't like to pull quads for this because there's only one look that you can really do with a quad. So there's just not a whole lot of variety. There's not really a point. But I think that is going to be it. So let me go ahead and, sorry if you can see my toes and you don't like feet. I get it. Trust me. I'm not a foot person either. But let me go ahead and pull out the palettes that we pulled, and we've got quite some dwindling to do. Alright y'all, so here we are. These are the palettes that I pulled, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palettes. I think that is by far the most palettes that I have ever pulled for one of these. So we need to cut this in half because I can only fit 4 palettes into the pull. If I could fit all 8, I absolutely would, but I can't. So let's go through these and kind of decide what we want to do. I definitely think I want to keep the Cold Moon palette in from Ensley Rain just because it is so cool tone and it is absolutely beautiful. I wasn't completely sold on this palette. I thought it was going to be like the perfect neutral cool tone palette for me, but since it's so cool tone, I didn't like it right off the bat. But now that I'm getting more into cool tones, I might like it a little bit more. So we're going to keep that one out for sure. In fact, I'm going to keep this one over here. And then, let's see here. Oh, this is really hard. I think we might keep this one out from Natasha Denona just because we don't play with a whole lot of high end. We usually end up playing with indie. And this one is beautiful. Okay, so we're going to keep that one out, I think. Y'all, this is so hard. Okay, let's get real with ourselves. So, this is what we've got. I think I'm going to put this one away and reserve it for like December when we get into more holiday releases. And I think I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm going to reserve this one for December as well because that one has a very wintry color story for me. So, we are down to 4 and we need to cut this in half. So, we've got this one right here. Absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, you can't get it anymore. I do like the color story in there, but I'm tempted to take that one out. We've got the Crow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Don't know. We've got the Fighter palette. And then, of course, we've got the Mandalorian from ColourPop. I think I'm going to leave this one in. It's got like kind of a mix of cool tone, and then you have like this warm yellow shade up here, which really intrigues me. So I think I'm going to leave that one in. and then we need one more. So Gut Instinct, y'all, Gut Instinct. That one can stay out, and we're gonna leave the Crow in. Okay, that was quick, but I just kind of went with what I was feeling in the moment. So these are going to be the final 4 contestants for this week. So let's run through them really, really quick, and then y'all can head over and start voting. So first we have the Cold Moon palette from Inslee Rain. Another quick close-up shot of that one. This one does have a lot of warmth in it as well, but you've got all these cool tones down at the bottom. So if this one gets pulled, I'll try and concentrate on the cool tones. And then we've got a very cool toned neutral leaning palette as well. Not my favorite color story, but you know, I haven't tried it since I've come around to warm or to cool tones. And then of course we've got the Mandalorian palette from ColourPop. Very cool tone, pops of warms in there. And then last but not least, from Wicked Widow and the Crow, we have the Crow palette. Absolutely beautiful, plus there's a shade in here with my name on it. I love that. Okay, so those are going to be the 4 final palettes. Make sure you head over to my community section, cast your vote. As always, I cannot wait to see what wins, and I will see y'all all in my next video very soon. Bye.